Greetings, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim. I'm here at my repair shop, Donor Auto, in Anchorage, Alaska. And I got this 2014 GMC Savanna. This one's the H1500 all-wheel drive, similar to the Chevy Express as well. And this has the Trac system. And so that's an all-wheel drive and stability control built into the traction control and ABS and transmission control. It's all interconnected. Customer complaint of a illuminated brake light, ABS light, stability control system, or track light, I think it said, and pulled the codes. It had a store code U0121. 0121 is related to a communication issue. Long story short, I did try a replacement electronic brake control module. Went ahead and checked all the powers and grounds on the circuit, all good. Tested them with a headlight. There's where it's located, up in there. And checked the data circuits. Everything looked good there, but the computer would not wake up. So after pulling my hair out for a couple days and screwing around with the BCM and whatnot, I've even got the you see that passenger seat out and went through the wiring up there. Called Eric O and asked for some advice. Yeah, your data lines, CAN bus high and low. Yep, everything's good, man. And then maybe 5 minutes into the conversation, he mentions basically the wake-up call. There's a 12 volts that gets sent to the module to wake it up. And in this case, on this GM, it's coming from the body control module. This thing's located here on the passenger front of the vehicle. And this X3 connector, whatever that pin is, I forget, 16 or something, that light blue wire is going to energize the modules on the network to wake them up. And so I went ahead and back probed this, and we're getting 12 volts with the key on, which, on a side note, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you'll get a momentary 12 volts that will wake up the modules. But in this case, as long as I left the key on for at least, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute is all I tested it. It was getting a straight 12 volt or battery voltage, maybe a little higher than 12 volts. So then I went to the EBCM, and what do you know? On the light blue wire, I was getting no volts. So then I look at this wiring diagram. See which one. Well, I looked at the computer data lines schematic. Oh, here it is. No. Well, you can see on this, this light blue, here's the fuel pump flow control module. Here is the electronic brake control module. You'll see it's got with or without active brake control. It's called the Datacom Enable, pin 16 here, light blue. Is that 16? Put my glasses on. Pin 19 on the EBCM, and this is all coming out of the BCM on that X3 connector, pin 19, the light blue. And then it broke out depending on the model, and we see junction 319 in chassis harness, 7 centimeters from ECBM breakout. And then it branched off from there to supply that 12 volts to the EBCM and the fuel pump control, flow control module. We also are up here, we come down to the coolant heater, accessory wake up serial data, transmission control module and whatnot. I come down to about a foot away from this, goes over the frame rail to the electronic brake control module, and running along the frame wheel, this is a harness. It back here supplies the fuel pump control module, and just ahead of it there is a splice, and the splice is corroded. And actually, when I pulled this harness open, both these are spliced together in that splice, and the fuel pump flow control module wire fell off, and the electronic brake control module wake up signal wire was already disconnected. So this was the culprit, and really the first and only time I've had to deal with a non-wake-up call issue affecting the CAN communications on the network here. Thought it was would be a useful video, but really the main reason for the video is a huge thank you to Erico. These brainiacs like Eric, you know, you have a 5-minute conversation. Like I said, I spent 3 days beating my head against the wall on this. I replaced the brake control module and attempted to program it, and still the same thing, just tearing my hair out, what little I have left, and couldn't come up with anything. But it's so cool to have a person to bounce this stuff off of, and huge thank you, Eric, for taking the time. Known Eric for quite a while, since before YouTube, and definitely knows his stuff. Well, hope this video has been helpful. I know I have a sense of relief knowing that I can put this thing back together and bill the customer for my time, and at least come close to breaking even. However, after spending a few days and lots of money on modules, not sure how much money I'm gonna, not sure I'm gonna come out ahead on this thing too much. I did pick up the new Snap-on Pass-Through Pro. Flash my own modules now. I got the Pass-Through Pro, which is just a DrewTech system, and I did get a Windows 10 Pro laptop, and picked up a decent laptop on sale with a decent sized screen, and upgraded to Windows Pro. You'll want that if you're going to use it for GMs. You cannot go on the TIS website and download their programming information and use the pass-through device without Windows 10 Pro and some other requirements for the system. Be sure to check that out, and don't just get a programmer hoping that it's going to work. It may not. But thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.